Today we are going to read Animals, Tools for Survival on pages 6 to 9 in our text, Animal Adaptations. The directions on slide 9 say, read the first paragraph of Animals, Tools for Survival on page 6 to determine the main idea. Highlight important information, key details, as you read, and complete the chart below using your annotations. So as we read, we will highlight key details and we will come back to our chart, type in our key details, and from there determine our main idea. So before we go ahead and do that, let's go back and see, how do we find the main idea of the text? Well, prior to reading a text, we need to make sure we read the title and subheadings, and that way we can see if we can figure out, what is this text about? What is the topic? As we are reading, we need to look for and carefully read text features. So we have to make sure that we look at the photographs and read captions. Maybe there's maps or charts that we also need to take a look at. We need to determine, is the text fiction or nonfiction? And we must look for information, words, and pictures that are repeated over and over. Once we are done reading, we need to think about the most important point about the topic. What details or examples back up and support the main idea? So what key details were the important details in the story? Key details are the most important details in the story, and we have to make sure that we separate key details from interesting details, okay? Because these key details will help us understand the main idea of the text. What was this text mostly about? So here we go. Let's go to our text, Animals, Tools for Survival. And before I read paragraph 1, I need to make sure I read all the subheadings as well. So Animals, Tools for Survival, I see webbed feet. We're going to read a section on sharp claws. We are going to read about whiskers, large beaks, long tails. Okay, so body parts of animals. And animal tools for survival. That is interesting to me that it says tools, because I know tools are things that I use to build or fix things. Tools can also be skills or traits that I use to accomplish something, such as one of my tools for healthy living is getting enough exercise. So based on the subheadings like webbed feet, sharp claws, I bet that the animal tools this title is talking about is animals' physical traits or their body parts. So let's read paragraph 1 to see if indeed animals' tools are these body parts. Ready? Please get your highlighters ready and follow along with me. We are going to highlight key details, important details. Paragraph 1. Almost everything about an animal's body is a physical adaptation. Okay, I'm going to stop there real quick. Physical adaptation. I know physical means like parts of the body. So almost everything about an animal's body is a physical adaptation. I think I want to highlight that because we have been talking, or we were looking at the subheadings, and webbed feet, sharp claws, those are all part of an animal's body. So I think that's going to be important. Let's keep reading. The Milwaukee Zoo has an animal adaptations lab. On a recent tour there, students learned that webbed feet, sharp claws, whiskers, large beaks, and long tails are adaptations found in many animals. Okay, so this third sentence lists some adaptations or tools that match the subheadings and confirm my prediction. So I'm going to also underline these. Webbed feet, sharp claws, whiskers, large beaks, and long tails are adaptations found in many animals. Okay, so that definitely confirms my prediction that tools are body parts. Physical adaptations. Let's keep going. These adaptations help animals survive. Okay, so I'm also going to underline this fourth sentence since it's telling me what adaptations do. They help animals survive. And that goes hand in hand with the title, Animals, Tools for Survival. Remember, if we see words that are being repeated often, they must be important. So I see survive right here. Let's keep reading. The lab doesn't stop there. The free 8-week program, which runs every fall and spring, allows students to do hands-on studies of adaptations for eating, defense, and locomotion. Here's what a recent group discovered. Okay, so it's definitely interesting that the Milwaukee Zoo has an animal adaptations lab, but that's not an essential part of the text. This text is about animals' tools, not the zoo or the lab. So I'm not going to highlight anything else. Now let's go back and write our annotations into our chart. And I already did that for you, but let's go ahead and go over it. So key details from the text. What did we highlight? What was important in paragraph 1? We highlighted that everything about an animal's body is an adaptation. Webbed feet, sharp claws, whiskers, large beaks, and long tails are adaptations. And we also highlighted that adaptations help animals survive. So what was this paragraph mostly about? Based on my key details, I'm going to say that animals use various adaptations or tools to survive. That's what this paragraph was mostly about, and therefore that's probably what the rest of the text will be about. Now let's go ahead and take a look at slide 10. Our directions for slide 10 are the following. Read animals' tools for survival to find out some tools animals use to survive. So remember previously we said that tools are the physical traits of an animal. So we're going to look at, different physical traits of an animal and see how they use them to survive. As you can see, they are right here. We're going to look at webbed feet, sharp claws, whiskers, beaks, and long tails. Okay, and as we are reading those, we are going to highlight key details as we read. Then we will come back and complete the chart below using our annotations. So we're going to look at the text right now. We're going to read it. We're going to highlight any key details. So since we are looking at tools animals use to survive, we need to make sure that we look for words or phrases that are going to help us fill out this chart. And I know that one of those words is going to be survive and tools, okay? So let's go ahead and read the first section together, and then you will go ahead and do the rest on your own. So here we are, webbed feet. So just by looking at the picture and the subheading, I know this section is going to be all about webbed feet. And looking at the title of the story, I know that webbed feet is a tool that some animals have to survive. So let's read it. Ducks and polar bears are born with webbed feet. They have skin or webbing stretched between their toes. This webbing allows the feet to paddle the body through the water with ease. It helps animals save energy too. Okay, so I think it's definitely important that we highlight what webbed feet is. Okay, so webbed feet is skin or webbing stretched between their toes. So as you can see in this picture, the duck has skin in between the 3 toes. I guess we can call them toes. How do they use it? Well, they use it to paddle through water with ease. This makes it easy for them to paddle, to swim. And why is this useful? Well, it helps them save energy. Since they spend a lot of their time in the water, they need this tool so that they don't get tired in the water. Because if you've ever gone swimming, you know swimming is tiring after a while, right? So that's what we highlighted. That is how webbed feet helps these animals. Let's make sure we look at the caption. Ducks, like polar bears, use their large webbed feet to move quickly through the water. I'm also going to highlight that. I think that's important. That's another way that webbed feet helps them. It helps them move quickly through the water. Paragraph 3. Webbed feet help different animals in different ways. Polar bears use webbed feet to swim faster. Flying frogs use webbed feet to glide through the air. Okay, so I'm going to highlight webbed feet to swim faster because I know that polar bears and probably other animals use their webbed feet to swim faster. But I'm also going to highlight where it says that some animals use webbed feet to glide through the air. So I'm highlighting that because this is important. Webbed feet is not only useful in water, but also in the air. That's interesting. But it's also a key detail. So polar bears can swim a 100 kilometer, 62 miles stretch thanks to webbing. Flying frogs can glide through the air up to 15 meters, 50 feet with their webbed toes. Okay, so now that I have read the section on webbed feet, I need to go back and fill out my chart, which I already did, but I'm going to show you. Key details from the text. So what did I highlight? And just really quick, I wrote that in. That skin or webbing stretched between toes allow feet to paddle. It helps save energy. It allows some animals to swim faster and some to glide farther, right? Like the frog. So in my own words, how are these tools used to survive? How do animals use webbed feet to survive? And I wrote, webbed feet help animals travel either in water or in air without using as much energy. So this is how they use their tool, webbed feet, to survive. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at sharp claws, and we are going to do the same thing. We will highlight key details that tell us what sharp claws, do for the animal, and then we will write it in our own words. How do sharp claws help these animals survive? So here we go, sharp claws. A claw is a body part at the end of an animal's toe. Claws are different from nails. Claws have sharp points. Claws have many uses. Like webbed feet, they help animals move faster. Unlike webbed feet, they also help animals climb and hang in trees. Okay, so what are sharp claws? Well, they are the body part found at the end of an animal's toe. So let's highlight that. They have sharp points. And how are they useful? Well, they help animals move faster. And they also help animals climb and hang in trees. So I'm going to highlight all of that. And let's look at our photographs and the captions. Adding traction, a cheetah's sharp claws help make it the fastest land animal in the world. So this picture adds to this paragraph where it says that it helps animals move faster. And as you can see, the cheetah is the fastest land animal in the world. This next picture, the caption says, the three-toed sloth is the slowest land animal. Its sharp claws help it hang from tree branches for long periods. So this also supports this paragraph where it says that it helps animals climb and hang in trees. As you can see, here is the sloth hanging from the tree branch. Okay, so now let's go back and fill out our chart. What did I highlight? Well, I highlighted that the sharp claw is the body part at the end of the toe, that they are sharp points. And I also highlighted how it helps animals, and it helps them move faster, and it helps them climb and hang in trees. That is what I highlighted. Those are my key details. Now I need to answer this question in my own words. How are these tools used to survive? So how do animals use sharp claws to survive? And I just put claws make animals faster and more agile. Okay, now it is your turn. You need to read the section called whiskers, the section called large beaks, and the section called long tails. You will highlight key details from the text. Once you are done highlighting, you will come back into the chart, jot them down, and then in your own words, tell me, how do the whiskers help these animals survive? How do large beaks help animals survive? How do long tails help these animals survive?